Hello everybody. So only a quick video today. Unfortunately, I've been very busy this week. This video is entitled MSTR, Stretch, and HIMS. Oh, I put HIMS in there. Happy to win. Very simple video today. So let's talk really briefly about HIMS. So as you know, HIMS is, one of the most volatile stocks out there. It's definitely one of the most volatile stocks I cover on the channel, along with MSTR. And folks who own MSTR and who may not own HIMS, you may benefit from hearing the fact that the stock is up 50% in 2 days. These assets can re-rate, right? That can happen to strategy too, by the way. Do you remember these 25% up in a single day days that we had? That was now more than a year ago for strategy, right? But that can move very, very fast. 50% in 2 days. You see, this is an example of a highly volatile asset. Of course, it continues. In my view, HIMS will get back to the 30s fairly quickly as people realize that the stock now doesn't really have any of the bear arguments going against it like it used to. The stock is still too cheap, valuation at a 0.107. So we are climbing back up, right? But we are still dirt cheap. I mean, Rule 43 is there. Again, revenue guidance very high for 2030. It makes no sense for this stock to be trading this cheap. If you look at forward revenue, which by the way, the forward revenue is going to be higher than that because of that Novo partnership now. But if you look at just enterprise value over forward revenue, it's a 1.7. Over gross profit, it's a 2.5, right? Over adjusted EBITDA trailing 12 months, we're at a 16. Right, so forward will be even lower than that. So this stock it makes absolutely no sense how cheap this stock is, especially for a company that has mostly recurring revenue business. Anyways, let's talk about Stretch now. Saylor is going all in on Stretch. Stretch is literally all he talks about. As you saw yesterday on the 8K, the only thing that he ATM'd was Stretch and the common, not the other preferred. So he loves Stretch very much. And on a day like today, where the markets were extremely frustrating today, so we were down, then there was some sort of issue with some misreported information somewhere that the US was escorting tankers out of the Middle East or something. The market went all the way up, and then the Department of Defense says, no, we don't do that, and then it went all the way down. What a frustrating market today. But you know what was not frustrating to own today? Stretch. Stretch was not frustrating to own. It traded at 100 flat plus a few pennies depending on the hour of the day. So again, my thesis that I explained in my Sunday or Saturday video where I talked about maybe people arbitraging the pennies. You can see there's an opportunity to arbitrage the pennies here. I mean you buy it at 100, you sell it at 100.05, and you do that how many times a day? Maybe multiple times a day. I'm sure a lot of finance will look at these opportunities and maybe do some arbitrage. Anyways, the volume is huge. So as Saylor said yesterday, we had 297 million in volume, which is insane, which could lead probably to insane ATM use. Stretch.live saying the ATM was 1420 Bitcoin possibly higher than that. Remember, Stretch.live came out a little short last week, right? So it may be higher than that. And today seems to have been an even higher volume day with more than 2,050 Bitcoin probably today. So probably also higher than that. Maybe 23,000, 2,300 Bitcoin or 2,200 Bitcoin today. So pretty amazing. And Bitcoin, by the way, and we'll conclude this video with that. Like I said, very quick video today. Bitcoin, by the way, is becoming more and more risk off again. The fear and greed. We are at 25. We're climbing. This is a climb from yesterday. So wow, are we gonna get into a neutral territory at some point? If it keeps climbing this way for another week, we might get into neutral territory, which is amazing because remember, crypto comes first. If crypto bounces back, that means a few weeks later the equities usually come back and bounce back. And lastly, I'll conclude. So this is my kind of intuition from following the stock for so long. Of course, today Bitcoin was up 1.5% on IBIT. We should have been up 2.25%, essentially, something like that. We're down today. What does that mean? When Bitcoin's up, strategy's down. What does that mean? It means the ATM was used, and we also know that the common ATM was likely used because the MNAV was 1.22 yesterday. The MNAV is 1.2 now. So the common ATM was used. This is a very good thing. We are selling $100 bills for 120, using that cash raised to buy more permanent capital Bitcoin that back and will back more issuances of Stretch as Saylor keeps advertising Stretch. So anyways, this was not investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.